Hola chicos, entonces ya empezamos con el capítulo 5. Casi terminamos con el semestre. Solamente tenemos capítulo 5 y capítulo 6. Capítulo 5, vocabulary. We are going to be looking at daily activities that we do, waking up, brushing our hair, showering, brushing our teeth, going to bed, those type of things. And then we're also going to be looking at activities or requirements around the house. So cleaning up the house, vacuuming, and that type of vocabulary. So vocabulary for daily life. We are covering some, of course, new verbs again. That seems to be the norm, doesn't it? So in Capitulo 5, we have reflexive verbs. Now, reflexive verbs using reflexive pronouns are ones in which the subject and the receiver of the action are the same. I know that sounds a little strange, but for example, you could say the mom is giving the baby a bath. In that case, the baby is the receiver of the action. But you could also say the mom is taking a bath. And in that case, the mom is both the subject and the direct object, the receiver of the action. And to do that in Spanish, we use reflexive pronouns. So the first example would be la mamá baña al bebé. The mom is giving the baby a bath. So for the second example, it would be la mamá se baña. She is bathing herself. And we'll go over what the reflexive pronouns are, what verbs we use, and how some can be used both as reflexive verbs and non-reflexive verbs. Grammatically, we're also going to be looking at comparisons. In the first part of the chapter, we'll be looking at comparisons of equality and comparisons of inequality. So comparisons of equality would be things like, I am as tall as my mother. That would mean we're the same. My son is as smart as his best friend. And in Spanish, you would use that with tan como or tanto como, depending upon if you're doing it in comparisons, if they're adjective comparisons, adverbial comparisons, or comparisons using a verb. We'll also be looking at, like I said, comparisons of inequality. So better than, less than, more than, worse than. And those would be menos que and más que in Spanish. In the second part of the chapter, we're going to be looking at superlatives. So when you're talking about something is the most or the least, el más o el menos. He is the tallest, and in Spanish would be él es el más alto, the most tall. Okay. So what else? We are going to be doing more pronunciations again. This time pronunciations of words that have the letter H or the letter combination of CH in Spanish, and looking at how those words are pronounced. And then another verb tense we're going to be looking at is the present progressive. And the present progressive indicates something that is in progress. Por ejemplo, estoy hablando contigo. I am talking to you. I am doing that right now. So that's something that is in progress. So to do that, we use the conjugations of the verb estar, and then we use the present participle form of the verb. And we'll go over how to do that. Culturally, this is one of my favorite chapters in the book. We will be looking at Costa Rica, Nicaragua, y Panama. I've lived in Costa Rica a couple of times. This is why it's one of my favorites, and I've traveled in both Nicaragua and Panama. So this is a really fun chapter for me anyway, and I hope you will enjoy it as well. So other work we have in this chapter, of course, you have your Facebook posts in response to another student. We will have our last film of the semester is in this chapter. And you will, of course, have my Spanish lab work, the usual. But the one thing you have to make sure to do, and I will get this set up in the next couple of days, is you will need to go to the wiki link, which is on the left-hand menu bar, and you will need to sign up for a time to do your oral exam. Your oral exam will be done via Skype. We will have all kinds of information on how to do that, what you need to do to set that up. And then you'll need to be sure to be online and on Skype at the time that you sign up for, so that I can call you via Skype and we can meet face-to-face in order to do your oral exam. Those oral exams should be done in the last couple of days of Capitulo 5 or the first few days of Capitulo 6. As always, any questions, please contact me. Contact Dorotea. You can post in the forums. We are here to help you succeed. Así, buena suerte.